What is going on, guys? Tempo Trades. In today's video, we're gonna rate every single trading strategy, and some of the ones that I've traded will be in here. I've traded over 10 different strategies before I finally found ICT, so I will be a little bit biased, but let's get straight into it. I'm gonna move these around a little bit. A lot of these are the same. The problem is a lot of these are the same strategy, or like they all fall in ICT. Right off the rip, I'm gonna give the Strat, I kind of want to give it an A. I'm gonna give the Strat a B setup. If you don't know the Strat, this is a momentum-based price action model. This was the first strategy that I actually got profitable with, okay? I traded like 8 different strategies. I was negative. I was red with all those strategies. And this really changed trading for me. It really showed the potential and what I can do. I started having my first green months. I actually got my first Apex payout with the Strat. So kind of nostalgic for me. Definitely holds a special place in my heart. It's not as consistent as ICT, but you know, I definitely like it, so I'm gonna put that at a B. Okay, coming up next, I'm gonna put VWAP in D tier. Absolutely hated VWAP. I know this may be controversial, but I am not a fan at all. This was like the first strategy I ever tried. I tried VWAP and EMAs. Actually, that's gonna go in D tier too. I tried VWAP and EMAs my first like 5-6 months maybe with options. Absolutely got killed. In my opinion, these indicators suck. Yes, they work sometimes, but a lot of the times there's a lot of what I found, there's a lot of subjectivity in these indicators, and it's not black and white. You know, with ICT, it's just liquidity sweeps. You get a liquidity sweep, you're looking for a trade. With VWAP and EMAs, it's like, oh, you know, is the 9 crossing the 21 on a Tuesday? And if you're wearing a blue shirt, that means that you're going bullish. Like, no, in my opinion, they're not good. If you have success with them, all the power to you, but not my thing at all. All right, coming up next, we have fair value gaps. I don't know if I want to put this in B or A. I'm gonna put it in A. Really, I mean, if I wasn't trading liquidity sweeps and stuff like that, I'd probably trade fair value gaps. Really, really good. You know, especially on a trend day. You know, you could just play those little fair value gap taps, you know, boom, out of the fair value gap and keep going in that direction. So, you know, fair value gap's really solid. I know people like the silver bullet and stuff like that. That honestly kind of correlates with silver bullet. So I'm going to put both fair value gaps and silver bullet in A tier. Pretty solid strategy. Definitely something I would consider if I wasn't trading IFEGs. We're going to do MACD, never tried. The Maxway, never tried. Power of 3, never tried. And wedges is in here twice. Okay. And Bollinger Bands, never tried. Okay. Next up, we are going to do... There's a lot of ICT in here, actually. The next up we're going to do is actually the orb or the opening range breakout. I actually like this. I like this one as well. Specifically back in the day, if you OGs remember the orb with Apex, it was really, really, really easy to get a payout with Apex if you just did the opening range breakout. People still do it to this day. I don't do it anymore, but it was a super high win rate strategy back in the day. If you look up like the 15-minute opening range breakout strategy. So I did get a payout with this one. I only traded it for like, I don't even know, 1 or 2 months, but pretty decent strategy. It worked for me. Give it a B. Try a lot of these. Next up, I'll give support and resistance a B. It's kind of basic. It's kind of basic. And again, the levels and where support is and where resistance was, I felt like it was a little subjective as well, just kind of with the VWAP and EMAs. Again, when I just go back to my current strategy, liquidity sweeps, it's black and white where your supply and demand levels, or whatever you want to call it, your areas of interest, it's black and white. And I just found with, you know, how I was trading support and resistance, sometimes it wasn't always like that. So supply and demand, support and resistance, I'm both just going to put them in B tier. It kind of set the foundation for what I currently trade now, but just expanded on it even more. Okay, next up, we are going to give fib retracements C tier. Back in the day, when I was starting ICT, I did use these fibs. Specifically, I forget the golden zone. I forget what it was now that I'm thinking about it. It might be the 0.7 or the 0.8. I forget looking back at it, but I did used to trade these like golden retracement things. They were okay. I did see it work sometimes. Really just not for me. For my personality, I like to do other things, but I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're good for me. I just think they're kind of an average setup. I know it's pretty popular with ICT traders. A lot of ICT traders like to use fibs and standard deviation, so I'll give it a C. It's a respectable rating. But yeah. Okay, coming in at D tier, we're gonna do candlestick patterns, wedges. Am I missing anything else? No. Okay, we're gonna give candlestick patterns and wedges. I also lost a shit ton of money trading candlestick patterns and wedges. These do not work for me. Again, a lot of subjectivity. You know, you had the, I'm trying to think. You had the shoulder, the head and shoulder. You had the rising wedge. You had the cup and handle. Man, I had, one of my second mentors had me drawing, he had me drawing like a teacup with a handle and then some ice cream in there. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing, man? Like, this strategy is not for me. Again, I lost a lot of money trading these. Way too much subjectivity. It's not concrete. It's not mechanical. Not for me. Okay. I didn't really trade turtle soup, but it's kind of the same thing as a liquidity sweep. Oh, trend lines actually lost a lot of money too on. So we're just going to throw trend lines and beat. This was kind of my trend line slash candlestick pattern phase. This was kind of all in like a 3 to 4 month period. I was trading candlestick patterns, wedges, and trend lines. Definitely not for me. Next up, we're just going to rip the band-aid off, ladies and gentlemen. Liquidity sweeps going in S tier. Guys, I have tried 10 different strategies. I have lost tens of thousands of dollars trading everything else, and I have now recuperated all of that losses, and I am currently making 5 figures every single month because of this strategy right here. I even have a screenshotted payout. This is a payout I'm getting tomorrow from Bullnox with this strategy. This strategy changed my life. I'm forever grateful for liquidity sweeps and IFEGs. It's just so mechanical. I don't know what to tell you. It's not hard to learn. It's mechanical. You know what you're looking for every single day. You have your overnight levels. You have your hourly levels. You're just looking for those levels to sweep, and you're taking trades off those levels. It's so simple. It's so black and white. And trading doesn't need to be complicated. You don't have to have 50 different indicators on your chart with the MACD and the RSI crossing over, and then it's the third Wednesday of the month and it's 80 degrees outside, so you have to be bearish. Like, no, bro. Do you have a liquidity area? Are you in premium? Are you in discount? It's so simple. It changed my life. Please try it. You won't regret it. Okay. Coming in at A tier, I'm going to put order blocks. I don't think order blocks are as good as IFEGs. I found them to have like definitely a lower win rate and consistency, but they still do work. And if I was forced to not trade IFEGs, if IFEGs were banned worldwide starting tomorrow, I would probably trade liquidity sweeps and then order blocks. So, you know, order blocks are great. They can definitely give you confirmation and show you that we're starting a buy model or we're starting a sell model, and it's a clear indication of when that order flow for bullish and bearish is going to get disrespected. So I actually like to combine some order blocks into my current strategy, but they're just not as reliable, so I can't put them S tier. Okay, I'm gonna put breakout in C tier. I traded breakouts when I was doing options very briefly. Just not my thing. I don't know if it's like it's not a good strategy. It just doesn't fit my personality. Again, when you're trading breakouts, you're basically trading sometimes at the end of a move, hoping for another move, you know, hence the name breakout. And obviously now what I know with ICT, when you're trading breakouts, you're actively betting against a liquidity sweep reversal. So I'm going to give breakout C tier. Some people, it's their bread and jam. For me, it's not my thing. I'm going to give it C tier. So for price action, I'm going to put in B tier because it's the same exact thing as the strat pretty much. With the strat, I was trading price action, candles, and momentum and volume. So it just goes hand in hand. I'm just going to give it B tier. SMC, Smart Money Concepts, I'm going to give A tier. Smart Money Concepts is like, you know, SMT, stuff like that, premium and discounts, stuff like that. So all of those concepts I actively use in my current model. So I will give it A tier. I'll give it the top of A tier. Good strategy. It's not my main strategy, but I like to use bits and pieces of SMC into my main strategy, if that makes sense. Second to last, we're going to give trend. So trend is okay. It's not my thing. I'm a reversal trader. 80% of my trades, maybe 90%, 80 to 90% of my trades are reverse counter trend. And there's like this weird stigma where people are like, trend is your friend. Don't fade the trend. Guys, let me put you on a little secret. I make a lot of money trading counter trend. Okay? Trading counter trend is okay. Trading counter trend is okay. And if you can have this is a counter trend trade. I was in this trade right now 10 minutes ago. And if you were looking at this as a retail trader, right? You were looking at this, you're probably sitting there and you're saying, wow, this is a bullish trend. There's no way I go short today. There's no way. Well, guess what? You would have missed a 100-point reversal right there. So there's this weird stigma that fading the trend is bad. I don't believe that. Yes, the trend is safe. And I guess for a lot of beginners who can't read price action or they have trouble reading structure, it's the safe option. You know, just go with the trend, be safe, don't take any bold moves. So it can work. Don't get me wrong. Trading the trend can work. I just think there's a lot more money and risk to reward in counter trend trading. So I'm going to give trend B tier. And last but not least is market structure. I don't really understand what they're saying when they talk about market structure. I mean, they could be just talking about like change of character, break of structure. If that's the case, I'll give it A tier. I think market structure, like change of character, break of structure, it's the good old reliable. I mean, when I learned ICT, that's what everyone learns, right? You learn the liquidity sweep, you learn the break of structure, back into the fair value gap, and then, you know, continue that buy model or sell model. So that's kind of what market structure kind of started it all for me for ICT. And it definitely works. It definitely works. I just prefer to use liquidity sweeps and IFEGs, but definitely a great thing to add into your strategy. Guys, this is my complete strategy breakdown of all the strategies that I have used. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Take it easy.